briefly the state of Munich Jewry after World War I. What are we looking at in terms of the Jewish community in Munich then?
The Jewish community of Munich was not one of the largest and historically most important in Germany. It was very much in the shadow of the Berlin Jewish community, which in the 1920s had about 170,000 Jews. Frankfurt had about 30,000. In Munich, there were about 12,000 Jews. So it's somewhat smaller, but still it is a community that plays an important role in the life of the city. Many of the Jews in Munich were middle class, had shops, some had the big department stores, some played a role among the elite in terms of the artists, the writers, but also physicians and lawyers. So they had their place in Munich society. Munich before World War I was a progressive city in a conservative state. Bavaria always was kind of a rural conservative state, but before World War I, Munich was a rather progressive city which had the avant-garde art scene, literature scene, more than Berlin for a while. And the Jews of Munich were part of that, I would say, progressive conservative mix. Many of the Jews were monarchists. They were, like most of the Bavarian population, loyal to the Bavarian king, the House of Wittelsbach, which had ruled Bavaria over 700 years. And at the same time, they were open to cultural innovations, and that kind of mixture, I would say, characterized Munich's Jews as a large part of Munich's middle-class society in general. And I should say that the Munich Jewish community was relatively new. It was only established in the early 19th century, or re-established after they had been expelled in the Middle Ages. And most of the Jews who lived in Munich in the early 20th centuries had their roots in the small villages, in the rural Jewish communities around Munich, in Swabia, and also in Franconia, in the north of Bavaria. And they had come to Munich mainly in the second half of the 19th century and the early 20th century.